It's time for another Power Play show with Coach Frenchy, Andrew Lepage, in our tap, and Michael DiVellano. It's time, Power Play show. Hey, welcome back to the first Power Play show of the off-season of the Hockey Nation Live show with your co-host, Coach Frenchy. During the summer this year, we're going to have a different guests, and of course, the insider. Tonight, we have Michael DiVellano, and in our time, he's going to join me a little bit later. And then we're going to bring some special guests tonight. Mr. Pat Monkey is going to join us during the second hours of the show. Tonight we're going to talk about the Stanley Cup winner of the yesterday between the Tampa Bay Colorado Avalanche. Colorado Avalanche win the Stanley Cup in 6 games by a W by a score of 2-1 after Really Cannon scored the winning goal of the game. We're going to talk about the Kel McCarr. What happening during the offseason, during the season? What your expectations, your high expectation, your disappointment? Michael DiVellano is going to talk about the NHL draft a little bit, and in that time, he's going to talk also about what he expects during the offseason. So we're going to have a very full program. The show now is going to be 90 minutes, so we're going to be done at 10:30. Not really. At 10:30, we're going to start the quiz, Frenchy, at the end of the show. 5 questions every night. We're going to go through this during the summer, and that's what's happening until August, and that's what we have on the program. So welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to click on the likes. We really appreciate if you can do that. We have a couple of moderators already in the chat, and then we're going to bring in the house Mr. Michael DiVellano and Mr. Enartap. They are right now fall asleep. Oh, they all just wake up. And they are ready to rock and roll this summer. Hopefully an amazing, great Monday. It's June 27, 2022. Welcome from California. Michael DiVellano. It's only 6 o'clock p.m. over there. Mr. Enartap.
Hello, Coach. Hello, Michael. Hello, Hockey Nation.
Directly from Toronto.
The year is over.
Year is over already. And it finished with maybe one of the best games, I think, for the playoff. It was last night for me. I think if you look, all the playoff, it was high scoring, like 6-1, 6-2, 7. You have a lot of time. The game was, after 2 periods, was over, honestly. Then last night was all the way to the end. And what a save about Darcy Kumper at the end of the game with a shot of Kucherov, a one-timer. He'll only take one, less of 1 goal compared to Vasilevsky to win the game. He did it, honestly. So it'll be interesting to talk about the Colorado Avalanche. Also, what's next? Because they are only $25 million and they have to spend on 9 different players for the upcoming seasons. It'll be a really busy summer for Joe Sakic. We're going to give him a couple of days to recovery and to celebrate with the family and, of course, in the Avalanche. But we have a lot of people in the chat already. And how this works, guys, we try to change the format. Well, I don't know if it's not always what we're doing. But we try to go, guys, talking a little bit at the beginning between all 3 together. And then we'll go to answer to your questions. So be patient. Put the letter Q if you have any question. We're going to go through your question after maybe in the next 15, 20 minutes, of course. And then we're going to go through this. Mr. Nauta, I'm going to start with you. A little bit what you think about the overall, the playoff 2022.
You know what? I thought it was excellent overall. I think we had some really nice matchups. It's unfortunate that, it happens every year, of course, but it's unfortunate that some very good teams got eliminated early. But in the end, can we be surprised that these 2 were the teams that were meant to meet and that it went the way we probably all thought it should have gone, right, with Colorado winning it all. So I was very pleased. It was very entertaining. One thing for sure, some rules need to be revisited, as we saw problems Um, so that was really my only complaint, if you even want to call it that.
He was already complaining after the playoff already at the beginning of the show. You complaining to him. There you go. No problem.
It's my
Just
middle
kidding with
name.
you about this one over there. Michael, we know Michael about the draft and the junior players. And Michael, 3-3 overtime, showing again Hamilton, the winner of this game, going to be in the final of the Mirror Cup. So amazing. Another great performance. Mason McDavid looked like. And then the Sean Gunn hanging there with a great team like Hamilton. Everybody talk during the week, Michael, Haber and Jack. Everybody is impressive about this guy. I don't know, you follow him a little bit more, friend, but everybody is talk about him like this is like it's a real deal.
Jack Eye is how you pronounce it.
I guess the question is, what is he? Like, is he, he could, it'll be interesting to see. Like, he's got all the qualities of a top four guy. Like, maybe he's not a top two, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I mean, undrafted, free agent signing, amazing pickup. I mean, who did you give credit for that? Like Bergerman and staff, probably.
You have to give them. It may be the last thing they give to us. Maybe him, honestly.
Well, maybe more.
I don't know who find it. We'll maybe figure out this one day. But it looked like you said a second pairing, maybe a third pairing, but looked like he hit hard and nobody go around him. And the guy can fight and he can. It's really,
Good
it's not many
snapshot.
like him at the in the NHL like the type the player he is. Now he's not going to 20 goals. He's not going to have a great shot, but the kid can play hard. About this, we have a few people already joined us, me and Michael. Before we ask you a couple of questions, we have I've got the Cup 2022. Welcome aboard. I don't know if it's Steve G behind this or it's really a new a new person. If you are, welcome in the house. If not, welcome back. If you Steve, welcome also. Jose Duarte, the moderator of the Hockey Nation Show, is in the house. John D is back in the house, and number one fans on Super Chat. We have Rory McNally joined the Hockey Nation Show. What about Dixon Automobile Group? Already want to talk about the Montreal Canadian, and he's ready to rock and roll tonight. Run with Kings 20, the Los Angeles game. We're going to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight, about Jack Campbell. Matt, directement de la belle province de Québec, Mr. R.J. Calabro, the insider. We have also Blackhawks fan with a question. We're going to answer to you. We have Real Dim Deal Prim is with us tonight. Pac Monkey, guys, first of all, is Bud the Monkey.
Bud the Monkey.
Right. Secondly, Pac Monkey, guys, start a new website, a new channel. And he create his first video downloading, return that. We've been there, me and Michael, 2 years ago, and with nobody around him. And it's not about the age, it's about someone who wants to have a passion about hockey, want to sharing this on YouTube channel. So I invite everybody. Puck is going to join us a bit later during the show, talking about what he's doing and also about maybe participate to the quiz at the end of the show. So can't wait to see him back with us for sure. THW is back, New York Islanders number one fans. And then we're going to go all the way back to the bottom. Miss Kelly is in the house tonight. Thanks to be with us. And then Asham directly from Manitoba, Winnipeg. And no, the sun is still up. Yeah, it's still up over there.
Yeah.
But for about a minute. Yamo, biggest disappointment for me was Florida and Calgary after the regular season. And that's a great question about this, Yamo. I will go with Michael. What do you think about disappointments on the playoff, Michael?
Well, I mean, this was written in November for Florida. They made a terrible choice of who to put in. The fact that that team achieved so much with someone that's obviously not an NHL coach. Like, when I say obviously, there's guys that could step into that role and would have an idea of how to match lines, put the right people on the ice, not get out coached. There's lots of guys like that in the AHL, and that's not Andrew Burnett. And I think if they had put a different coach in, that would have been a different scenario potentially. I mean, there's no guarantee, but they sure would have got past one round.
Yeah, absolutely right about this one over there. For me, is like, other the most big surprise for me in the playoff compared to disappointment again to Florida Panthers. On the surprise, let's go to the other way. Mr. Natap, which team it would maybe 2-3 team really you're surprised about their playoff? They could be eliminated at the beginning anyway if they play 7 games, but it's not matter. Yeah, it's not about the number of the game. The team maybe gave us a couple of teams you were impressed for what they accomplished on the playoff.
I agree. I agree with Michael. I think the shock was probably Florida. I thought that they would, at the very least, have a greater showing against their arch nemesis in Tampa Bay, and you could tell after that series, the first series that they played, that they were going to meet up with Tampa Bay. To me, also, I know they weren't tough, but Minnesota was a bit of a surprise. I thought that when they made the goaltending change, it hurt them as well. They decided to take Fleury out when it was, I think, game 6 or 5, and that's a hard situation to put a goalie into, cold like that. But that was a bit of a surprise, and I really thought I really thought that the Leafs would pull it off and defeat Tampa Bay when they had the 3-2 lead. I thought maybe they had learned from the past, and they had, with their speed, they had Tampa Bay going. But credit to Tampa for responding in their usual manner, and they took over those last 2 games.
Yep, so right about this. Michael, what team are you the most surprised or, they play very well in the playoff? You thought they were going to be not there or?
Well, I mean, I think Dallas had a good little run there, but I think again that was if they had a little bit better coach, that would have been a different scenario. So I think that again, like you can see the difference between the elite coaches and everybody else. I think I was overall happy with Calgary's season. You've got to look at Edmonton, and it's weird. Like they have by far the best player in the world to the point where he single-handedly got them through all their weaknesses to the third round. And if they would just address the problems, they had a phenomenal year. There's no way to put it any other way. But just the holes were obvious. So you gotta hope that they address it and don't just get, oh no, we'll be fine next year. We'll get them. Well, they don't do that. I was really happy with how Woodcroft did as their coach, and I'm glad to see him back. So to me, that was really nice to see a coach like that graduate. Like, here's a guy that went to the AHL, had a lot of success as a head coach after being an assistant coach for so long, and then didn't miss a beat. Like, he stepped in. There's an example of a guy that knows how to run a bench, and you can tell he knows how to play. I think the overall, I said this last night, the offense this year, I don't know what Enertap feels, but it was a much more exciting year than I think in the last 20 years. Like the number of young players that came through, the willingness of coaches to let them, play all out. Like when would we 8 goals for a team or 15 goals in a game in the playoffs?
It wasn't just one series; it was spread out. Yeah,
you're absolutely right about this one over there.
Ignoring, it was just talent. So much talent.
I would tell me one thing I think you didn't mention. If you did, I'm sorry, because sometimes you talk, I don't listen to you. Watching the chat. I'm honest. I don't want to lie to you because I want to be sure I don't miss everybody. But I think Carolina Hurricane is for me a disappointment in the playoff. The way they all survive against the Boston Bruins, and then after that they get beat. I think from the way they play as a team, and not many, how hanging there, but I think they have nobody's take a lot of the lead of that team, like a snapper like Chevnikov, and we know what Slavin did, honestly. Renter, I think he have a good playoff, but as a team, not on individual players, I think Carolina was expect more. Honestly, I put them until to the end, but I think for me, They did not
think a
deliver
lot.
what their expectation, I think, they was. I think for them, is the disappointment in the playoff.
I don't know. Like you look at they had 2-4-3 series, right? The one that whole East was like the valley of death. Boston, great young goalie, great young defenseman. They had some older players that are playing maybe for the last time. And then the Rangers have shown this is like they're the real deal, man. They have got some elite
Yeah.
talent, and they got a legitimate coach who the guy believes that they can win it all. And he's got an axe to grind with two prior teams that let him go, Florida and Vegas, and neither one being in the in that third round. So I think that's you could see the hunger in his eyes.
Now
So
I
they
have
got
to mention, because I stopped you because Rudolph said Anderson was injured.
right. Frederick Anderson was injured.
Yeah.
But I don't really care if Freddie Anderson's in. That series against
They
the
wouldn't have
Rangers
won.
doesn't change. Like the Rangers are just stacked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely they was really stacked for sure, and they find a way to beat them. I think there was one thing for sure. We have a few
I think-
people before Terry T is back in the house. Mr. Ridolph, welcome aboard. I think this is the first time with us. Atlanta Weather, welcome back. And then Derek also. Derek called the game yesterday, game number 6. He called MICHEL was going to win. Everything like that is looking good about this one over there. If you have any questions, don't forget to put letters Q. And then Dixon is really happy about Likonen, about this one over there. Talking about Likonen, we know we have a winning goal game yesterday. 8 goals on the playoff. And we're going to talk about up and down, the disappointment, the great, what do you feel like all the trade they're happening at the trade deadline for Trenton, the Florida, the Colorado, everything like that? Which trade or which team maybe have the best trade deadline overall? Anderson, Colorado, but overall, what do you think about the trade deadline?
Tap, do you want to?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think Colorado made 2 very solid moves in picking up Lehkonen. They really were pursuing him from the end of last
Hamilton
year.
just win. I'm sorry, not up.
All right. Way to go. And
I will shut down the show now. And not up, you go.
and Manson was a good pickup too for them. I mean, this wasn't trade deadline time, but I thought that Vander Kane really helped out Edmonton as well. That was a lot earlier than the trade deadline. Out in the East, trying to think of some other trades that were made. The Rangers, right? The Rangers made Andrew Kopp. Andrew
Well, I was
Kopp
going to
was
say
a
the
great
Rangers.
pickup.
Like, look at all the moves they made. The Vetrano move,
That's
Goudreau
right. Yeah.
earlier in the year, Andrew Kopp. They picked up Justin Braun. Like, they made a lot of really smart moves at the end there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler
You know what?
Mate was a good one
I-
for them.
I thought at the time, I thought that adding Giroux and adding Sherratt would have, and later Hag would have helped Florida that would have pushed them over the top. But it just didn't work out. And you know what? I think a big part of it, you're right, is coaching.
Coaching.
But I think it's even deeper than that, Michael. I think there's something in that change room that right now Zito has to address, and
It's the
and
coach,
right away.
man. He's standing on the bench, Tap, and he doesn't know what the hell. Like, he loses, and he's like, you're like, oh my God, the players are not with this guy because he's not in
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
that
he
could
needs
be.
to be fired.
I mean,
Like-
we've seen this in Montreal with Ducharme, right?
That's what it was. The same idea,
Yeah.
right? Like, you can just
Yeah.
see, like, the players are checked out. The coach doesn't have the right body language, so he doesn't have the room. That's how obvious it was to me. Like, I was just like, why are you sticking with this guy? And I think I said to Frenchy at one point, like, get Mike Babcock. The season's not over. There's like 8 games left. Who cares? 2 games. Get Mike Babcock.
Yeah.
I think he start everything before the playoff. I think the last 5 games of the season, they got beat 10-2 against Montreal, and then they missed the game prior to that one over there. So they were maybe already in vacation before the playoffs start, honestly. And I don't know this was coming from the players, from the coaches, staff, or the people around the team. We're never going to know this at that moment, but that's what I believe. It's something happening inside that team, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. And for me, I'm not going to complain about Giroud. I think Giroud delivery pretty good for what they got, but I think that there
Yeah.
are
No, I
other
agree.
problem inside that one over there for sure.
Pierre, when you let the players pick the coach, do you think that's a good idea? Like, that's not going to work out. The
Yeah,
players are the ones that said, we don't want to change everything up. Everything's really good. Get this guy. And that's why they picked him. That's the worst
Yeah.
reason to put that guy in. That
You're gonna
dynamic
get
will not
clicks.
never.
Yeah.
It's never
Yeah.
going to work. There's no, like, the players see him as a player, and that's what he was. He's an assistant coach, which is like the buddy. That's not going to work.
look like for instance, Sean was not ready for the Montreal Canadian.
He may never be ready. I mean, I always liked Dominic, but you could see that, when you're scared to play young star players at this point in the NHL, like where we're at in 2022, you have young stars, you play them,
Yeah,
and you deal with
definitely.
the outcome.
You got to
And
ride
he
your bucks.
threw the
Yeah.
guys from the beginning, and that's what shut it down because everybody wanted Cole Caulfield to be the star.
Exactly. Don't forget, everybody, click on the like. That'd be awesome. And then we have already. I got it. Canada.
Who scored the game-winning goal?
Oh, we talk about Likonen about this one over there, right? Behind Likonen, my point to you, I think I have some cloudy, behind the McKinnon, the McCarr, everything like that. I think Likonen is one of them, but I think also the Gugliano, the Darren Help, the Josh Manson, they contribute a lot. I was really impressed by Biram me yesterday.
Come on,
For me, it was like, wow, this guy was unbelievable yesterday for the Colorado Avalanche.
listen,
Yeah.
I
He
told
definitely
you,
was.
I made a spreadsheet at Intertap halfway through the game of every NHL team and their top defenseman, and I said which one is better than Biram, and I came out with 14 or 15 that are better than him out of 32.
Yeah. Yeah. That's about right.
He's like
And
that
that's
good.
now. That's
That's now.
now.
He's
And
20. This guy is
yeah,
20.
I know.
And we saw it in the playoffs. He killed us in the playoffs. When he was
Yeah.
18, before he was drafted, he single-handedly took the Giants to the final. It was nothing other than him. He was
How
ridiculous.
how far do you think he could go?
If
What's his
he
roof?
could, the problem is the concussions, and that is it. His roof is Norris Trophy candidate.
Okay.
There's just no. The only issue
I'm
is
not sure about this, Michael. I will say to you, my only concern about him, he does have a great shot.
he
That's
doesn't-
the only thing. I would be surprised he scored 10 goals per year. Now, he can get 40, 50 assists per game, per season. But his shot is not like a bomb or something like, wow, you're impressed about this. It's something you need to work on the power, on the strength
Probably.
of this power, on the shot for me. But the skating, the vision, the IQ,
So smart.
you don't need to be 225 to win the battle in the corner. He
battle.
played well with his stick. He poked great, protect the puck well,
Right.
well balanced his weight on the transfer from one leg to another leg. I understand what you mean, what you said that.
Four goals.
My only thing I was said, okay, can he carry on that 10, 15 goals per season? That's what
Yeah,
I'm not sure
telling you,
about this one over there.
He will find angles that nobody else sees, and he gets the puck off quick and accurate, and that's what he is. And sometimes it's on someone's stick, but other times you'll be looking this way and the puck's going to go in, and he'll get those types of goals because on that blue line he opens up lanes that shouldn't be there, and
Right.
he'll step in spots that you're like, did he really just do that? I'm in trouble, and he does stuff like that. And I don't think he needs a big bomb for his game.
No, he's got a great knack to put the puck directly on net so that it can easily be deflected. So as long as you have a presence in front of the net, he's going to get it to you.
Yep.
And let's keep in mind, Colorado did this without Girard too.
I was going to say, like,
if
you have an excellent defenseman in Girard. You could afford to move him if you wanted, if you needed to free salary. But he's a top 3 defenseman, and they didn't need him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they would
well,
need at some point like to got like Eric Johnson.
Yeah.
You have no choice about this. I can just talk about the New York Calendars. Talk a little bit about the season. I can mention about the New York Calendars how disappointments on the season. Which team? We know Montreal Canadiens, and we can go all the way like that. We talk about them all the time. But the New York Calendars, what do you feel about them, and what maybe they should do for Lou Lamoriello, new coach Lane Lambert, fire Lamoriello, and what's next for them also? So maybe in a few minutes you can tell us a bit, both of you, what you think about Islanders. And of course, everybody know there was maybe the biggest disappointment. I put them, honestly, me and Ottawa will put them the winner of the Stanley Cup.
I don't know, Intertop, if you want to go or if you want me to.
Yeah, like I mean, for me, it was really just a collection of whatever could have gone wrong did go wrong, especially at the beginning of the year. They started off, I think, 14, 15 games on the road. Uh, then, you come in, even though you're playing at home, it's not really your home until you're actually make it your home. They
Yeah.
had a lot of injuries. They had COVID issues to deal with. By the time they were half decent, it was far too late to get back into the race. In terms of things that they need to address, I still think they need to address some goal scoring. I think they'll be okay defensively once everybody is there and is healthy. They might have to uh, maybe look at a right-handed defenseman as well to help them out there. But and the goaltending situation, I'm not 100% sold. I don't know if that's going to improve or not. That's my only concern. But I think they're definitely a playoff team come this year.
See, I'm not sure if they make the playoffs. They had 2 very deep playoff runs prior, and I think that there was something off. As you know, definitely the road and new arena hurt them. We're seeing Barry Trotz not come back to coach this year. What was going on with Barry Trotz? When would you have ever said Barry Trotz is going to be fired? Like, that makes no sense, right? There's something off with that situation, and him to turn
Yeah.
every team away and not want to coach Vegas, not want to coach Winnipeg. Like, these are teams that are on the precipice of doing something. So there's something going on with Barry that we don't know about. And I think that didn't help the team. I think that Matthew Barzal needs somebody to play with. It may or may not be Wallstrom, but there's got to be a higher end talent to play with this guy because he is as good as any of these young stars that are the same age. Like, this guy's talent level, his skating, his hockey IQ, his determination are there. But he is the one guy that has not benefited by playing under Trotz. They hold the guy back, whereas you see these other teams that are taking the reins off the young stars and they're blowing through the roof. Like, it's like the Cole Caulfield situation. You're trying to hold a horse back, and you
But is
don't have
that
anyone.
Trout's style though? A part of it is because of his
I think that
style.
hurt him. And
Yeah.
and there's no other player on the Islanders like this guy. They don't have a dynamic, offensive, talented, creative player like that. So he's going to play with the Anders Lees. Anders Lee could play in the second line and get the same numbers. Wallstrom can shoot, but he's very inconsistent. So you've got to find someone with at least a similar talent level so that he's got someone that he loves playing with, and you got to let him go a little bit because he'll reward you. So I think that's a bit of it. The D is interesting. Dobson had a great year. I
He
think
did.
Sorokin is a very, very above average goalie. Varlamov was off. I don't know if that was injury or what it was, and he kind of seems to go on and off a little bit. So I think that hurt them. But Sorokin looks very good. So I don't know. I can't say they're definitely in the playoffs. The East is really, really crazy, and I'm not sure that breaking in a rookie coach is the way to get in the playoffs.
I would pick it up here. First of all, Lane Lambert is uncle, I believe, the Brett Lambert.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
that's the first thing for you, Yamo. Secondly, for the people, just show up, maybe not start at the beginning of the show. If you have any question, put your letter Q, and we're going to answer to you. Letters are in the show, not at the beginning. So if not, we ignore you. We just try to go some different subject, and we want to talk to through this, and then we're going to be back with you, and we put something comments. We're going to add this other subject. Return that. Here's my point about the New York calendar. So I listen to you. A great point where you mentioned trust does not return. Personal matters. Something's going on. It did not start in May 2022. It maybe start in October or November or December in 2021. All year long, he may be mess up his head, everything like that. Maybe his passion, his heart, it was not always there. It's not an excuse, but that would maybe affect. The second thing I was saying, his system is based on the 2-1 goal, on the 1-0, on the 3-2, everything like that, right? The hockey changed, I believe, compared to the last 5 years. The transition, the Kalmikar, and I can go with the young men to carry on the puck. They have a Thompson over there where he was holding all the time. He cannot do that kind of the play. I think the player can become frustration about to play that system. You can call it trap if you want to, or the 1-1-3, whatever you want to call it, right? I think this was too much for them. And some player like Barzal possible, or maybe another one. A Bouvigny possible, or a Pajot did not play well, and I can go all the way. Now, he missed a couple of pieces of the puzzle inside the New York calendars. A winger with a sniper like Carolina, a guy can score 30 goals, everything like that. And then a defenseman top 4, and that, Palak, you have Pulak, you have Thompson, that's number 3 over there. They're still looking after that. It's not Manfell anymore to can catch as the third pairing. They missed a one over there on the left defenseman to can join. It's not Shara, and it's not Andy Green. And Nick Liddy was the last one over there, or Taven Tays. You never find those kind of players, defensemen over there. The goaltender is excellent. I think the goaltender Zokokin is going to be one of the top 5 best goaltender in NHL. So they have a couple of pieces if they can keep that number. Now I'm going to go to you, Michael, because TH asked this question earlier about number 13. They select number 13 right now. What do you think they should go with? Which direction in our type? You can add also about their 13. What they should targeting if you 13. I understand maybe one of them you talk about. And before that, guys, I want to mention this before, and I apologize. We're going to do this week, guys. I'm not sure which night. We're going to tell you which night. This is a new website, guys, where you can do a mock draft live. So you select your team, and then we let go the draft by himself, and you select your player when they have their pick. So this week, we're going to bring you all the insider one night. We're going to select friend team, and then we're going to do a draft with the people in the chat. So maybe bring 5 people in the chat, select their team, and we're going to do a special draft pick all NHL. So I just want to share in this website. Anyway, I apologize. I go too far about this. Michael, 13.
So, there's a few guys that could be there. Cutter Gauthier is really intriguing, and I think he'll sneak in the top 10, but it's not guaranteed. If Brad Lambert's there, I don't take him. If I'm the Islanders, I don't think. He's such a perimeter offensive player already. What's going to happen at the pro level? That's my biggest fear with him. He's got the skill and everything, but I just think that player is going to keep dropping. For me, I'm really interested in seeing either Gauthier, Lekkerimäki, which is he played in Djurgården, but I think he's actually a Finnish kid that played in Sweden, and he's got offensive tools. And Marco Kasper is really interesting, and those are kind of the players that I would take a look at if I'm the Islanders around 13.
And I'll tap.
I would even probably add on defense Kevin Korchinski. I think he's a big boy, and he seems to fit their style. Like big, tough defensemen would probably benefit. But yeah, I would agree with the other ones that you mentioned.
And I'm really curious to see where Korchinski, because I've seen him all over. He definitely could
dropped. He's dropped a little bit.
And he's risen, and he's dropped, and he's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I still believe at that pick it could have I don't think so. McKay would be there, but
You don't think so?
and Nazar, Lamberg, Gauthier, Savoie, if he slipped all the way there, it could be the one I was looking. I think they have to go with a center or a winger before they get a defenseman. I think the Cherechek, they make will be gone. And I think everybody defenseman, I think they will wait a little bit longer, like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Maybe one of them, the Manuchuk, whatever they could maybe go at 10 to 14. But otherwise, I think everybody will be more like late and the pick. So I think for them, I will go with a winger or players like I said, Lambert or something like that. I think that will be the best pick about this.
Do you
for
think
sure.
Olgren will be there? Liam Olgren?
I'm sorry?
Liam Olgren? Do you think he'll be
Yeah,
there?
I don't think. I don't even know.
He's a winger. I think he's about 6'2", if I'm not mistaken. That would be a good addition for them.
I think I have him late. He's quite late, isn't he? He's like 30th or 25th. I think he's.
Oh wow! Wow. Okay. I thought he was higher up.
Right? I mean, I guess.
Yeah, he's
listen. I think this year anything's up for grabs. Like it's at one point Connor Geeky was number 2 overall, and now he's like 15th or 20th, right? So this is going to be one of those drafts where there's going to be some surprises.
We welcome everybody back, Charlie and Wallet 80. Thanks to be with us tonight. We appreciate everybody. Yeah. Don't forget to click on the likes. Like I said, question I'm going to answer to you guys at the same time. So don't worry about this. We're not going to forget everybody. TH talk about Trust are always mistreat the young like Barzal, Vrana, Burakovsky, Wallstrom, Thompson, Forsberg. About that one over there. The quiz would be at 10:30, Mr. Atlanta. And everybody's excited about my question. Tonight, guys, you're going to love it. That's a Michael Devaneux quiz. He loves those kind of questions tonight. So it's going to be great for him. It's all about players. So you have a good memories, you're going to remember those. It's really, it's not like under over. So you're going to, it's not about a number. You're going to love it. So, I love this this new Frenchy quiz. We have to go back like last year, give some chance to NR to win for sure about this. We talk about the season, everything like that. Any players, and the chat also, 3 players you overall, not the playoff, involved the playoff and the season. You was like they play better what your expectation, or 3 surprise and 3 player you disappointed. If you have a time, that's not a problem.
I mean, I was shocked how well the Evander Kane thing worked out. And I don't know if that's a long-term thing, but it definitely in the short term worked out really well. So I think that was a big surprise for me because I was really critical of that signing.
And up any players, like, you don't have to go all the way, but we can start with this. People in the chat, if any players.
Just trying to go through the teams and see.
Live La Fortune said Perry for me.
Well, he definitely had more.
He does
offense.
what he does.
And
I agree with him.
Why? He didn't have a bad year.
No, I think is a surprise for him. Yeah, guys, you have 19 goals.
Okay.
Yeah, he was definitely.
You have a great, and he played 13 minutes. So he played almost like a full line, 13 third line for 19 goals. That's pretty good about this. Yamu said Kadri for the Colorado Avalanche.
Phenomenal year.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's ever repeated.
I'm going to follow the people in the chat and maybe something. Kelly said Matthews, Fiala, and Campbell.
I don't think they were surprises, though. I think we expected it out of Matthews. Maybe not 60 goals, but Fiala he had a good year again.
Bad start, though.
Yeah, that is.
Really
that
bad
is.
start.
Campbell, I think I will go. I'll have 3 picks. I think Fiala is the best for me.
Out of those 3,
For Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ayamu said Evander Kane.
But
Yeah,
Jesper
Van de
Bratt had a
Kane.
73-point season, guys.
Yeah.
Steve
Jesper
G
Bratt-
and T.H. Nikoshin for the Valerie Nikoshin for Colorado Avalanche.
I mean, he had
I mean,
52 points, and I know everyone's saying he's going to get a big contract, but I mean, I might have got 40 points on that team.
Park Monkey said Terry Nikoshin is just a kid.
Terry was like Terry the Terror, 37 goals for this guy. He tailed off a little bit. I think that's another team that falling because of, not, I mean, they made some moves to lose a couple guys that really hurt, like the Lindholm move and Manson didn't help them. But that's what a phenomenal year. Nobody expected that from him. And Nico Hischier had a really good bounce back.
Yeah, he did. I would put there as well Matt Duchene. Who would have thought that he put up 84 points this year?
40 goals.
Yeah, 40 goals.
40 goals, yeah. No more, 42, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should give you the right number.
Come on, man. Give me the correct number, Pierre.
Come on.
On the flip side, Kalish is the first one said that Maricek Toffoli and Jonathan Taze
has bad years or good
years?
Well, Tage Thompson in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's a remarkable year.
I mean, that was an amazing year. Even Jeff Skinner.
Luc Lafortune, Jacob Robinson, Jason Robinson.
Well, Jason Robertson is just a terror, and it's going to be a shame if this guy can't get paid because of what's going on. But he was
Johnny Hockey,
Johnny Gaudreau.
You got to remember, Jason Robertson started the year injured.
That's right. I think he missed about 7 or 8 games, 6 or 7 maybe.
Mikko talk about, is it Brett or Bren for the Sharks? I think he talked about Brent Burns.
Yeah, he's had a couple of years now like that have been disappointing. But
if you're interested, the first black starting quarterback AFL dead at 76, Marlon Prescott from RG. Thanks so much for this one also. Luc Lafortune talk about David Perron.
Well, Perron has been just a terror. He's been so good.
34 years old, I think he did pretty good.
I know, you wait every year for him to drop off, and given age, like look at Pavelski, 37 years old, and he put up, what did he put up this year? About 80, 82 points, something like that. Yeah.
Steve G talk about Zegras.
Zegras had a phenomenal year. I mean, Lucas Raymond had an amazing start to the season. I think he trailed off a little. He and Seider were favorites for the Calder really early on. This is the longest season he's ever played, but you've got to be excited if you're a Red Wing fan because you look at the talent level and look at the guys around him whose stats were record stats. Why? Like Larkin and Bertuzzi were doing nothing before. Like, so this he's elite player. Like this is a 20-year-old kid. Tony Giangelo and Chris Kreider were phenomenal stories.
Surprised by Tony D'Angelo from Charlie. Bug Monkey said Chris Kreider.
And also, given the amount of goals, for sure. I would put even Robert Thomas there. I thought he started a little bit slow, but then he really picked up.
Oh, yeah. Great year.
Yeah.
Mikhail said one from the from the good to the great. Danny, wait for your question at 10 o'clock. That's what we start to ask your question at 10 o'clock, Danny. So don't go nowhere. Maybe moderator don't listen to everything what I said all the time, so maybe he did not get it yet. But 10 o'clock, Mr. Nautap, with Steve said Bertuzzi.
Let's not forget Philippe
Luc Lafortune. Zegras, not sold on him yet. I got bad news for you, buddy. That guy's a star. And then the other guy that was played with him, think about this. If you played the U.S. development team with Jack Hughes as your first center and Trevor Zegras as your second center, because that's what it was. Like those guys played together on the same team. They were 1 and 2. And Jack Hughes had a phenomenal year, and he's justified the first overall ranking. Rupe Hintz is so good, Pierre. Like, what team would not want this guy?
Kirby Dak, horrible season.
Everybody in Chicago was like, I mean, Chicago, which, we haven't talked about the coaching move. Chicago was just like a total disaster, right? Like,
I don't want to use excuse, but 21 years old, maybe 22 max.
For Dak?
Yeah.
He's 20, 21.
All right.
Yeah,
Secondly, risk a surgery. It take months before you recover sometime. So I'm not going to make him an excuse, but I think that's another thing. And any player play for Chicago, any player play for the Montreal, Gallagher, Hoffman, and I can go like that, right? They was off completely because that's the way the team was overall. So I did not be too much disappointed.
Except one
He'll
player.
be a good player.
Upset
Except
who?
one player, Matthews. I mean, he had a wrist injury as well, and he had a couple games where he didn't look.
Oh
like
yeah, but he
himself
did not
when
get a
came back.
surgery like Kirby Dak.
Yeah,
surgery,
that's
he
right.
broke it clean.
That's right.
Yeah. Now I think if you compare the injury like that, I think you have to go with Elias Peterson for the Vancouver Canucks. But he may recover during the off season. So that would be again. I'm not making big excuse. He's still 20 years old.
No,
so
you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Barzal Seguin, Jonathan Toews, not so good. I think for me, Toews missing guys 1 full year and come back on the hockey like that with the speed now is like, yeah, I'm sure he come back is like, you know, from the Formula One racing to go back now NASCAR. It's like, what the heck's going on here anymore? So it was faster to him. But I think Yamo brings someone. Don Squee with a Seattle Kraken, only 1 goal.
He had 1 goal or 2 goals?
Or maybe 2 though,
but imagine you're like Seattle is the absolute biggest waste of $650 million and $1 billion on what should be a $400 million arena. You just made all the wrong moves. You made the wrong coaching moves. You didn't pick up guys like Tarasenko or Johansson or JT Compher, or like you missed out on so many guys that would have been the difference between you being competitive and being last. Now the Beniers thing looks like it's going to pan out, so he looks like he'll be real good. What will he be? Maybe he'll be Dylan Larkin.
The only thing, Michael, I would say to you, he go to another way. He go with build the foundation at the beginning, and now he have 14 picks. He did well on the trade deadline, but I think if he was to do it again, he could pick up 2 players like Tarasenko and other good players, right? And at the trade deadline, boom, go get another first-round pick, go get another one. I think if he was doing it again, I think he would say, maybe I missed that one over there. I think that would be something you have to look. Bug Monkey said Sam Reinhart for one. No one said Petrie. Not really. About that one over there. Kelly said Jordan Kyrou.
Great year, man. This guy was leading that team in scoring until Tarasenko woke up. I mean, he's the real deal.
TH. Yep. And
unreal. I think he should have been the defenseman of the year. I still believe that.
Trophy? It doesn't make sense.
Roman Ozzy for him. And got an injury that he Jack Hughes, with all the season he got twice to injury during the year. If someone have to follow next year is really here. GVR, horrible season.
Normal?
I'm not sure if it was horrible. I thought it
was bad.
Hey, go ahead.
Bad,
go ahead and tap.
Yeah, I thought he scored 10 goals?
24 goals.
Yeah, he
24.
scored.
Okay.
He always gets that.
I thought it was.
No, but that's great. If you think about this with the Flyers at the bottom in NHL, we know Sean Couturier, everything like that. I understand $7 million. I understand everything.
Yeah.
But 24 goals for that team, I think he's not a bad year overall.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a horrible
start off
year.
really hot. Was he like a 10 goal and 10 goals in 15 games?
I think he picked up later on.
Was it later?
The second half of the season, he started to score a little bit more. I'm just curious, of those goals, how many were on the power play? Because that's where
on the power play.
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of like
he's
a
got
third line.
He's got great presence in front of the net. Like he's just
9.
Fantastic. 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Minus 33, boys.
Yeah.
On Philadelphia. Yeah. Nobody talked about Dano yet.
DeBrincat was a complete stud. Paul Monkey said Goudreau, Marcus Foligno, Mason Marshman, very underrated reason for mix 6 forward.
Yeah, the Brincats.
I like what you said. Like Philip Danault, just he said, "Screw this! I was worth every dime."
Did he talking about Goudreau for Minnesota Wild or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I'm good.
Well,
I want to be
Johnny
sure.
Gaudreau, I mean, what a year for him! But
I mean, you could throw Eric Sinek in there too. I thought he had a decent year. I mean, he's consistent, but on that team, he's playing. He's playing actually on the third line, and he put up the numbers he did, and
yeah,
he
they're
kills a
weird
lot of
one.
penalties.
How many goals did Ryan Hartman get?
Who?
Ryan Hartman.
But
Ryan
yeah,
Hartman
30.
7 or 34?
37, I think.
Zibanejad was pretty good after that. Danny, that's right. We don't need a lot of this. For Anderson, Render was a great tandem, Kelly said. Bunicevic, it was very good with St. Louis.
Buchnevich was the thing that turned St. Louis into a very dangerous team. I think Buchnevich lit up Barbanoff and Tarasenko. And his presence, like, I did not understand why the Rangers let that guy go. I mean, Sammy Blais?
Yep. Kuznetsov for the Washington.
He's so
This
good.
guy's
But he's
so
such a cokehead. I mean, this guy is a world-class superstar talent, and he underachieves no matter what. Like,
Zaros for the Nashville Predator.
great year, yeah.
Excellent.
Kevin Hayes for the TH from TH Shed. Disappointment, I'm sure, for the Flyers.
He was
he was
Igor
injured.
Sergeyevich for the New York Rangers, David Arthur. Run with Kings said Dano and Tyler, or is it Tyler Moore?
Trevor.
Yeah.
And Luciano Graziano is in the house. Kempe for the run with Kings. About this. Yamo said Armin. I just follow up what he said right now. Freddie Anderson looked real good. Good night. Steve G. Philippe Grobard.
Well, I mean, that was if you go back and look, and if your number one defenseman is Vince Dunn or Adam Larson, you're in trouble. Giordano, we saw in Toronto, he's capable of being a 5 or a 4 now. That's not a number 1 D. So they just, I mean, I would have still probably picked him from Calgary because you knew that was, you were getting him to flip him for prospects. Lucas Raymond is going to be real good. It was unfortunate that he kind of tailed off a little bit. Well, Backstrom's probably retired.
Yeah, he was an injury. That's a problem. Yeah. Then said about Kyle Connor.
Kyle Connor, amazing year.
Ridiculous. Yeah. So good.
Luc Lafontaine said Ville Husso.
I'm not sold on this guy.
Charco, he said I'm back. By the Monkey said Noah Dobson.
Noah Dobson had 51 points, Pierre.
Yeah.
This is a 6'4" defenseman who will run you through the end boards. He's got a blast from the point, and he ended up with 51 points. I think he had 12 goals or something.
Here we go. We're going to go a couple news around the day.
1.4 mil.
Mr. Natap, who is she?
The new coach of the Canadiens.
The new coach of who?
Montreal.
But ladies and gentlemen, I did not know until today. She's sing the song every single time. Another breakdown is April Moon.
April Moon? Oh, wow.
Was that April? Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where is she based?
So I was impressed when I see it. I'm looking for her.
You were, Coach.
I'm looking for her right now. We have a problem, Michael, because they have a group in England. The group is April Moon. And I reached her on Facebook, and she said, no, it's not me. You have to look for her to... So I just want to share with this here. So we're going to get her. I'm going to find it. So anybody looking online, looking for her now, you know what she looked like. Instagram, any Facebook, whatever you have, please let us know about this one over there. That'd be great.
Well, if she's in Nashville, I can probably track her down.
I don't know if she's in Nashville, but I have no clue where she is. I was going to talk about Kel McCarr. We're going to complete, guys, before we go to the question for everybody. Luke Richardson, new head coach for the Chicago Blackhawks. We talked about this when we announced it, Hockey Nation Live Show last week, but it was officially done today. by the Blackhawks. What do you think about this quickly? One of you.
I think
for
he showed he
Chicago
can
was-
run a bench. He's been
Yeah.
around the block. What level of coach is he is the question. Like, is this guy an elite coach or is he a transition coach? I thought Derek King did a very good job.
And I'll tap.
Yeah, he's very good with the youth. He's a teacher in the true sense of the word. So I think it'll help a lot of the young players that Chicago is going to be obviously seeking and drafting and trading for to rebuild their team. So it's a great pickup, I think, for them. I mean, the inexperience. I mean, I know he has assistant coach experience, but as a head coach, I'm thinking I don't know how that'll translate, but I
It's an
think it'll be good.
opportunity for him. That's it, right?
Yeah.
This
No
could
pressure.
really be a transitional coach. This could be no pressure, but he'll be there to develop the young guys. They're going to load them up with young guys. They won the Calder Cup. They got Lucas Reichel coming up. They got a bunch of other guys that are pretty decent talent. He's got to develop Kirby Doc, and that might be his role.
Yeah.
What happening to the young Blackhawks coach? Forget the name. You talk about
Jeremy Colleton.
yeah, he got fired in October. Then they took Derek King, and now they go with Richardson. Richardson won't work. Sorry, they didn't hire a guy to win the game. They hire a guy right now just to teaching the young men and develop them to get better, to understand the national, become a professional. They not get there, now the Chicago is going to be because of Luke Richardson. That's not a targeting for them. They know for the next 3 years, the team is going to go flat. They're going to trade them, and they're looking right now for a coach with experience in NHL, bit as a player and a teacher, a great communicator. The people, I think you guys, you don't respect enough Luke Richardson as a assistant coach in NHL. The player love Luke Richardson. Many people, expert in hockey, said one coach should have a job in NHL is Luke Richardson. He got it. I think the time will tell that. Now, if you're targeting the Chicago would be better because of Luke Richardson, no. But if you want to develop the players with the right coach, I think Luke Richardson could be a good job over there. That's what I feel about Luke Richardson.
Yeah, I agree.
Hall of Famer today, we got Daniel Alfredson. Finally did it. Congratulations for Daniel. We got Daniel Sedin and his brother Eric Sedin. We got also Roberto Luengo. And we have two other people, the Finland woman national team, and then Herb Carnegie for the builder, everything on that. So that's what we got today. And NHL introduction about this one over there. The rest, nobody got the 75% yet.
You know what these four guys have in common? Not a single Stanley Cup between them.
Yeah, they never win a Stanley Cup.
Alexander McGillney's won Stanley Cups.
But they have like 1,400 points, 1,300 points.
Have you seen McGillney's stats? This guy was like one of the greatest players in the history of hockey.
Yeah.
And this guy won Stanley Cups.
I did not say he does not deserve to be there.
That's what I'm saying. This guy should have been in last year or the year before. Like, why is Alexander McGillney not in the Hall of Fame? Someone must explain this to me.
LUCIANO said, if you want to rebuild a team, you need a guy like Cassidy, Trotz, and Cooper.
But see, Cooper wasn't Cooper until Stevie Yzerman gave him the chance. And I think a lot of people are looking at Tampa as saying, well, we wrote them off in 15, we wrote them off in 16, we wrote them off in 17. They just won 2 cups and they went to the final again. And they might still have something in the tank. So I think a lot of teams are kind of like trying to, it's very much a copycat league. So that's why you're seeing guys take chances on this next group of coaches. Because they're like, well, can I find the next John Cooper? I don't want to keep going back to these expensive guys that don't win me a cup.
Yeah.
Did you mention that Herb Carnegie got in as a builder?
I'm sorry?
No.
So I don't know if you guys know who Herb Carnegie is, but in Toronto, there's the North York Arena, which is now renamed and rebuilt. It's a really cool arena where the GTHL, plays their championships, and the North York Rangers in the Provincial League play. Herb Carnegie Arena is named after Herb Carnegie, which is a player that played in Quebec. He's a black player that was offered less money to play in the NHL than the Quebec League, so he never went. He's probably better than Willie O'Ree, but Willie O'Ree just went anyway just because it was the opportunity. Herb Carnegie was inducted today into the Hockey Hall of Fame as a builder. And I think that was just of all the guys that went in, that was the one I was the most excited about.
Yeah.
The Toronto Maple Leafs signed today Lindgren, 2 years at $1.4 million. What do you think about this signature?
Mr. Leaf?
Yeah. I think for them it was fine. I'm more interested.
This is a guy that's a victim, right?
What's that?
This guy is a victim of early draft ranking as the number one guy in his draft year and then falling. He's a serviceable number 5 or 6 and maybe pops up to a 4 when he gets older. He's got a lot of tools. Yeah. He makes a lot of mistakes. For $1.4 million, I think this is a good reclamation for a guy that may never have played in the NHL. And I think they did a good job with him with the Marlies.
I agree with you. 23 points last season, 5 goal, 18 and 61 game. He can carry on maybe 30 points per year. As a 5 defenseman, I think it's pretty good overall for me. At 1.4, I think it's pretty good.
He's developing. I think he was brought up a little bit too early, and that was necessitated by injuries. But, I mean, for that price, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
They signed him for a multi-year contract, Don Sweeney, 6 and 7 years, participate to the playoff, and they just gave him an extension contract. So that's another one. And we don't have the picture. The Matt Kolstad, defenseman for the Panthers, signed a 2-week contract with them. The left defenseman played 10 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. And then the Canucks signed 3 players, American Hockey League, Steven Dries, and of course Guillaume Brisebois. 3 of them. We're going to fire up, guys, for the question. Are you ready? And I can go back and forth with each one of you. First of all, it's not a question, it's a statement. Did you guys see the drop of the cup for the picture?
Who dropped it?
Is it not Johnson?
Oh my God. I think it was.
Was it Jack Johnson?
Yeah, he was sliding to get into the picture, and he was holding the cup last, and he dented it at the bottom. It was
Jack Johnson, though, wasn't it?
I think so.
What a bum.
It was one of the 2 Johnsons.
About the Monkey, what FA are the Red Wings looking for in terms of the winger or second center?
They have depth at center. There's no guy that's going to supplant that I can see the guys they have. I kind of think that they need a scoring winger with a lot of talent. But we'll see. I mean, if Gautier's there, I would not be shocked to see them take him.
Both of you talk about what, and I thought was not a fan of what Kadri said, but he cracked me up. He sounded like a quick Trachuk and Marchand kind of the guy said about this.
Yeah, I mean, he cracked me up too. It's just I don't think he should have gone that direction.
But that's who is Nizam Kadri.
Always. And that's why they hate him.
But he shot himself in the foot, if you ask me, because there's no way that Sakic is gonna give him anywhere near what he wants, especially when you represent now the Stanley Cup winning team. There's no way he's gonna go for it.
Do you believe he was targeting someone directly?
Dubas.
Yeah, no kidding.
Specifically
Toronto.
Dubas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe Dallas Eakins by proxy.
We answered this question about him, but he gets us another question a little bit later, so let's see about him. Question for Ron King. Remember when Cornelius used to destroy Avalanche in the playoff with Minnesota, and then he come to Calgary win a cup, the Circle of Life?
I think they got it right.
He's lucky he has a big team.
I don't believe that's true because he single-handedly, when he went into LA, they were terrible. And the guy rattled off 10 wins in a row, and then they let him go for nothing. And in Minnesota, they had nothing around him, and he was very good. And in Arizona, he was very good with nothing around him.
Yeah.
Like you look at his stats, they've always been consistently the high 915 to 920 save percentage.
Do you think Maroon will get suspended for action he did last night?
I think he did, yeah.
I don't think.
I don't think so.
Wasn't he?
No, he wasn't.
No, he did not.
Oh,
Now, if they look at it now, and transport it over to next season, but I don't think they'll do anything.
But the monkey said, would you trade Girard for a second center if you are the Avalanche, especially if they extend Manson?
I mean, I don't know what the deal would be.
Yeah.
I could see that making a lot of sense. You're hoping that Bo doesn't have any more head injuries. You've already moved Justin Barron. So you're kind of leaving yourself a little thin. Like they got by without Girard, but he's not an unimportant player. It would free up some salary. And I don't know, do you project Alex Newhook as being able to play second line? I'm not sure yet. I think so.
It'll take a bit of time.
Okay, give me an answer, both of you. Trocheck, Randstrom, Andrew Kopp.
Which one do you get?
Which one you would like to maybe we would fit better with the Colorado Avalanche? All three, I believe, it could be around $6 million.
I mean, Strome has shown he can play with high-end players, and he's always good two ways, and he'll be reasonable money-wise, and he's bigger than the other two, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Kopp would be a nice one too, but I just worry he's had a couple concussions himself now. And
do you trade Girard for JT Miller?
Well, this is the one that I keep thinking, and I just don't know if why would Vancouver trade for Girard? I don't see that happening.
The problem with that part, they don't fix the right defenseman. Girard was a right defenseman. I would consider that one, Michael, because now he's going to play behind Quinn Hughes.
They're not going to do that. They already have that small rover type team.
I would not. I wouldn't give up Girard. I think you can never have enough good defensemen, and if you can get four solid defensemen like they do right now, these guys will be good for many years to come.
Between Montreal and Chicago, which team have a better year next season?
They're both going to be junk, but Montreal might be better. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean,
yeah, they will. They will.
Is there
Justin Cotero have a question? Welcome back, Mr. Justin. Hey, coach, the Panthers coach have a move. He can take them to the next level. He just want to quickly fill the role. What happened to Brunette now?
They're both. They did not make a. Paul Maurice is not going to win you a Stanley Cup, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see him being the guy to do this job.
It will help the Panthers because he has more experience at Brunette for sure. Now Brunette is going to be an assistant coach somewhere, I believe.
Did Zito offer Brunette a position within this team? I thought
he got an interview with the Winnipeg Jets.
Brunette did?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Come on, Winnipeg! What are you doing?
That's not a.
Winnipeg is going to blow up. Like every single player in Winnipeg wants out. You've got Scheifele, you've got Blake,
Dubois.
Dubois wants out, and then you can't tell me if you're Kyle Connor, as nice as he is, he's going to want to stay around without Scheifele, Blake, and Dubois.
Don't forget Ehlers.
You think the players like Dubois though? Maybe they don't like him.
I don't know. It's a couple teams now. He hasn't really stuck.
I would not touch Pierre-Luc Dubois. Allow me. Whatever they gave it to me, I would not touch Dubois. Allow. I would not take Max Scheifele. I would not take Blake Wheeler.
Well, I would take Scheifele in 5 seconds. Scheifele would be
the same kind of attitude.
No, Scheifele's put up with a lot. We're talking like 8-9 years of this nonsense.
I would take Kyle Connor and Nikolai Heller.
Of course, everybody would.
Ehlers, yeah.
Alan, Winnipeg Joe's going to sign up players. Coach,
I'll take Hellebuck too.
What? Wait a second. You would take Nikolai Ehlers, aka William Nylander 2.0, over Mark Scheifele, who's legitimately a #1 center in the NHL.
For me, I will take Nikolai Heller.
You can have him.
The speed of this guy is unbelievable.
I like Connors.
It's like when someone watches Nylander, they're like, "Oh my god, he's so great! Oh my god, what did he do?" They're the same player.
I'm not sure if Mike Sheffley is going to be another season with 85 point, 90 point NHL.
Who's he playing with? He's had a team with.
Well, if Wheeler's gone, and more than likely he will be.
I mean, Scheifele was the first one to speak out.
He played with Connor, no?
No, Connor was on the second
no,
line.
I think he was with Dubois.
Yeah, it was with Dubois and Wheeler.
Anyway, Alan, no, they will find a coach. By the way, Pascal Vincent, Rick Tocchet, Jim Montgomery, Andrew Brunette, and someone else right now for Winnipeg Jet. I cannot remember.
Bob Hartley, Mike Babcock. Close the deal.
I'm not sure if Mike Babcock wants to come back in the NHL.
He does. That guy wants to do nothing other than coach and win a Stanley Cup and rub everyone's nose in it.
Oh my God! I was thinking about a coach today. I say he never get an interview yet. I cannot remember who he was. I said why he never get an interview at all. I cannot remember now. TH, I have a question. What do you think about Atu Ratti?
Third line centerman. If he's second, I'll be surprised.
He could. He could eventually.
He's got
maybe develop to that.
No
but
creativity. He's very north-south. Depends. He might be an old player that ends up, being at the second line on an okay team, but I'm not sure.
Pierre, were you thinking of Mark Savard?
Mark Savard was interviewed in Dallas and conversation with Boston. Boston, I believe they're going to go with Jimmy Leach for Seattle or Lumen for the Providence College.
I don't understand why Alain Vigneault is not being talked to.
I think those guys, it's time to move. I think I'm not agree to resign those 60 years older. I think it's time to move on with a younger coach.
Well,
Tortorella, for me, what's the point to get Tortorella?
Listen, what's going to happen is this. All these guys are going to hire young Jeremy Colden type coaches, and they're going to fail, and then they're going to be crawling back to the Mike Babcocks, Bob Hartleys, and Alain Vigneaults, and Claude Julians.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, these guys win. I didn't know. How did they win? Because they're elite coaches.
I think for me, it's not work anymore, those kind of the recycle. I think for me, you can get those kind of experience like 10 years, 9 years, 12 years in the NHL and pick up them and not to wait a guy like 20 years back. Like Paul Maurice, it's over. Why to bring Paul Maurice in Florida?
Well, I agree with Paul Maurice, but I don't think Paul Maurice is on the same level as Mike Babcock. I don't understand. If you know Mike Babcock, there's only one issue with Mike Babcock. People don't like him. Who cares? He is an elite tactician, and he pushes people's buttons the way Scotty Bowman would push people. His mentor is Scotty Bowman.
Well, Torts does that too, right? He's not.
Torts has another level of intensity, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Torts is like 15 minutes.
My way or the highway.
On time is 15 minutes late. That's Torts.
We have Adam Berger. Welcome back. He said Kirk Muller would be a great coach for the Jets. I think he was interviewed. It was something about Kirk Muller. Someone talked about him, but I don't know which team. I cannot remember.
Has anybody interviewed Montgomery yet? Jim Montgomery?
Yeah,
I think so.
He was in Dallas. He went to Winnipeg Jets. And I think Detroit talked to him, but I'm not remember if Cervelli did that. Someone told about him also. About this.
I'm trying to think of who else would be.
I mean, Tockett's still out there, but
he is. I think the players like him. I think he's tough enough. I just don't know if he's got like elite. It depends what you want. Again, it's like, do you want a transitional coach or do you want a guy you build around? Pete DeBoer is always very confusing for me.
Mike Sullivan is the first USA-born coach to win the multiple Stanley Cup, right?
I think he just won one, right?
No, he went back-to-back. and 17, 18.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
He went back to back with Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Trying to
About
blot
this
that
one.
out.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Puck Monkey, if you are still in, let me.
Lasho.
If you are still there, let me know. Buck the Monkey.
What about Igor Larionov? Will Detroit give him a shot?
What about the coach, Dallas coach, Peter DeBoer?
Possible.
I was saying Pete DeBoer to me is definitely an above average coach. I feel like maybe not as innovative as you would think. Like I think that the players he might be a little too mechanical. That's the only problem. You know, there's not a lot of variance in what he's practicing and teaching them. That's the only thing I worry about with him, which surprises me because I always thought he would be otherwise. But I mean, he's a very good coach. Spot's a really good coach. I mean, you know Steve Spot. He's excellent hockey tactician. But sometimes when you hear someone speak, and you're like, "Ooh," I think other coaches are sitting here listening to what this guy's saying, and they're kind of rubbing their hands together because they're like, "Oh, I can exploit that." And there's something to that. But he's a very good coach. I mean, what is he? Is he like a career 580, 560?
I think. Yeah. I think he's close to.
Yeah,
that.
it's
He's
possible
more-
about this. What up?
do you think
Was
he'll
the
fit well
Igor
in
Larionov's son
Dallas?
was a good player?
I don't think he's going to do what you want in Dallas, but maybe I'm wrong.
Micro, Rick Bonnes was he resigned or he left he left the building.
200 NHL wins. I'm good. You're good, buddy. 400 losses. Let's think about it.
What do you think about? I think it's William Dufour have a hat trick on the Memorial Cup.
I mean, great. The guy that I'm really interested to see how he does. I think Buffalo picked William Nadeau, and he's been having a great Memorial Cup.
Yeah.
And Bourgault is very good.
Who's the player score 4 goal in the Memorial Cup in our top? Only one.
Scored
Ever?
this year. This
No,
year,
ever.
In one game?
Only one did it.
I don't know. Not sure.
Bruce Boudreau.
Dufour. No.
Bruce Boudreau.
Bruce Boudreau is the only one score 4 goals in the Memorial Cup.
But Dufour did it, didn't he?
Who?
Dufour, the one we were looking at before, didn't he do it when he was with the Sea Dogs?
If
I
he
think he
did it
scored
4, so Boudreau is 5 goals.
Oh, 5. Okay. Yeah. It's yeah.
Andy Quivula is in the house. What do you take to the sign Perukisi have a great playoff run before getting hurt?
Who? Sorry.
Sorry, who?
What would you take to resign Perukowski if a great playoff? Every time that we're going to bring a monkey also in the house. I need to figure out where to put him.
Well, I mean, Burakovsky, I think there he is. Burakovsky had like 2 great seasons. I mean, he blossomed getting out of Washington. Going to Colorado was the best thing for him. I wonder if he continues that if he leaves. He would be interesting in Edmonton. Like if they can't re-sign Evander Kane, his connection, like, you know, he's got some history with McDavid playing in Erie, and that might be interesting.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think it'll
he's
be
gonna
good
look
about
at-
this one over there.
He's going to look at north of 5.5.
Sean Burke is the new goaltending. Yeah, I think you're probably right. At least that, yeah. Welcome, Bud the Monkey. What's going on, buddy?
Bud, how are you,
I'm
buddy?
good. How are you?
Good.
Good, good.
You got a new channel?
Yeah, I just started this morning. I uploaded the first video.
Are we invited on?
Well,
Yeah, anytime.
What's the name
Are you
again?
gonna- Yeah, what's
Puck
the name?
Monkey.
Puck Monkey is the name of the new channel. Awesome.
It's a copyright infringement. Isn't there already a Puck Monkey?
There is? I know there's like some like website where you can sell, like they sell like hockey equipment, like
Yes,
hockey monkey or something like that.
Hawk Monkey.
Yeah,
Dude, you're playing with fire over there.
Here we go about that one over there.
Be careful.
I'm just gonna sue you.
I think you talk about Sean Burke, the new new goalie coach for the Vegas. He just 4 goals, so Bruce Boudreau have 5 goals. Looking for this, why Benoit Gros waiting for? He won't coach Tampa anyway.
Waiting for.
Has anybody offered this guy a job?
He doesn't want to leave the Syracuse.
Oh, okay.
Why?
He because he's been with Tampa Bay since like Julien Brisebois, and he pay him very well over there.
Okay.
I will ask you this question, 3 of you. Do you believe John Cooper is still coach in the next 3 years with the Tampa Bay Lightning?
Why not?
I've heard the players actually don't love him.
No?
I was really surprised to hear that, but there
Me
was a
too.
comment made like they won 2 cups with a coach. There was a team that won 2 cups with a coach. They didn't really like him. And I wasn't sure if it
Well,
was
they-
him or someone, but it sounded like him.
You got to keep in mind Scotty Bowman was not very well liked either.
Well, I mean, listen, this is my point. I think it's 2 things, right? But if the shine comes off this team and they're not winning Stanley Cups anymore, then maybe at some point they make a change, because the players don't. They'll point the finger. The coach is easy to change, right?
Yeah.
And somebody will
And
jump at the guy, and they should.
And at the end of the day, he's he's been there, what, 8, 9 years now? 7 for sure.
13.
Oh, 13.
No. 12, 13. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's the head coach.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just not 13 years, but 12, 13
10
was
years.
his first year with.
10 years.
Oh, well, that's 10
Yeah.
years, Pierre.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they all have a shelf life. At the end of the day, they all have a shelf life.
I'd be surprised if he stays after a while.
Asia, why do you guys think the more Tampa Bay coach have not been?
Well, one of them, I think, is being poached right now, isn't he? One of the assistant coaches.
Both of them, Derek Lalonde and the other
Lalonde,
guy, I'm not
that's
sure
it.
is going to
Jeff
get
Halpern.
about that one there. Look like also Jeff Halper got an interview with the Winnipeg Jet.
And Detroit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Halpern had a long career, and you see his presence on the bench, and you compare that to Andrew Brunette. I think Halpern, you're like, which one of these 2 guys is the head coach? You look at him and Cooper, and you're like, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the beard, but
Expect Gary Galley with Luke Richardson.
really,
They buddy, like
Yeah.
they are really close, both of them.
2 defensemen.
Butter Monkey, what do you think about? Well, I'll call you Butter Monkey, but I'll call you Butter Monkey. Who do you want to see in the net for Florida next year?
Fuck the monkey.
I mean, Bobrovsky, $10 million. You want that allocated somewhere else. You want that towards Giroux. You want that towards the Huberdeau extension. You want that towards possibly Spencer Knight's extension. But trading him is basically impossible. In order for him to be even a positive asset, you had to retain at least $3 million of his salary, and that would be $12 million in total. And it's going to be very difficult for the Panthers to do that. Like, they might have to add picks, prospects, and they're already pretty low on their draft capital right now. So I think we're going to see Bobrovsky again. I mean, are those rumors, but $5 million is a lot to retain.
Who do you expect? The Saint Giroux, Chariot, or not at all? One of them or not at all?
It all depends about how. Like, we saw Giordano take a short-term deal, but Giroux is still not in his prime, but he's still a point-per-game player, at least with the Panthers. And he's probably gonna, if he were with any teams, would be a minimum 60-point player. It depends if he wants to take like his deal on free agency, like $5 million, $4 million, or if he's trying to take a low $2.5 to $4 million, and how long he wants it for.
What
Sherrod
happening
is a
with
different
all
case.
this?
Yes.
Will we get trade or not?
He's out. I think he's out. He's the captain without the C for the Panthers, but it's sad he's out.
Do we believe they're going to trade Mackenzie Wiggar?
Why would you do
That really depends on other moves defensively. If we can trade him somehow for a top 15 pick, maybe, but I still don't see that. He's
How do you
pretty
replace
cheap
that
and he's
guy?
still serviceable.
Exactly.
Only if they sign Sherrod.
Michael, because you know him a lot. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, it's time we wrap up right now. Wrap up for the next 5 minutes. Any question, put your cue in front of the question. We're going to finish this way. Michael, because you know him very well, Sam Bennett, can he play winger?
Sure.
Do we believe now with Bottom Monkey and Michael, they should put Lundell second center and move out Bennett left winger and put Huberdeau on the top, and to have now Sam Bennett, Sam Reinhardt, and on the right with Anthony Sclair on the right side?
We're missing. There's a Carter Verhaeghe. He would be like moved to the third line with like nobody, if that happens. So I don't see Huberdeau to the top line unless Verhaeghe switches to the right wing, which I don't see happening too much because he's been pretty good on the left wing.
But I think now if you bring Denisenko with Listorenen, you have Ashery now, they keep him on the bottom. And Marshman, I think that's the key. They need to keep him. I think that will be important for them about this. Now they can trade Wegar and to get under the defenseman, or they can get a good center if they don't get Giroux or the winger.
How much longer does Bobrovsky have on his contract?
4 or 5 years. 4 years now. He's a half winner.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
too long.
I
Too
don't know.
long.
I kind of feel like Lundell, you know, he's a little bit of a risk to have a sophomore slump. I really like him. I think long term he's going to be a second line centerman on that team. You got a little bit of risk there, but I think having, you know, Bennett there, he's got a lot of leadership qualities, and he's got like that redhead fire temper, and if you can piss him off and stir him up and give him responsibility, he'll jump at it.
I think Bennett will have a huge progression, especially from last season, 28 goals. I think he will probably, if he's with Huberdeau, he'll score 30-plus goals next season. He had a lot of bad puck luck and some injury, but I think he'll score more than 30 goals next season.
He might get 24.
Let Lafosse ask you, what do you think, Fleda, with the chemistry when they got all the trade with Chariot, Robin Haig, and Claude Giroux? What do you feel about the chemistry? What was the biggest problem? I think it will be the best question. What happening to Florida Panthers?
Well, the power play, one for, what was it, 28? That's not good at all for any team in general, especially in the playoffs. I mean, I'm going to look at the chemistry, and you see Aaron Ekblad wasn't there when all those trades happened. And they had a 5-forward power play, which worked in the regular season, but in the playoffs, that thing did not work.
Why would it?
Yeah,
you know?
they had
like
Giroux, Duclair, Barkov, Huberdeau, and
it's the stupidest power play. It's bad enough putting a 1-4 in my opinion.
That goes back to your coaching, though, right?
It's
we
terrible.
addressed that earlier. It's like he just wouldn't budge on certain things, and when they needed him most, you know, not to put Barkov and Huberdeau together, mistake.
Yeah, he took forever to put Sherrod, who's been proven to work on a first pair in a playoff team. He's done it with Bufflin in the Western Conference Final with Winnipeg, and he's done it with Shea Weber, and he's waiting until like game 3 or 4 to put him up at Ekblad.
Joe Levtry asked you, do you think we go see Price in the goal a lot next season, or this is with him?
Well, it depends what happens over the summer. Like right now, he's trying some plasma replacement or something to try to see if that'll help regenerate certain cells in the knee, and he can heal that way. But if that doesn't work and he has to get operated again, he's pretty much gone for the year. He'll go on the LTIR, and then he'll probably retire after that. It'll become like a Weber situation.
2 questions at the same time. Who is the best current long-term long deal contract and the worst?
Draisaitl? I don't know. How long does Draisaitl have left?
I think he has 3 or 4 more years. Yeah.
3 years.
3 years.
McKinnon's contract's only got 2 more years, but I mean that was a steal.
McKinnon's is,
McKinnon 1 more year.
1 more or so. But he's been, I mean, at 6.8 or whatever he is, has been a absolute steal. Get a cup out of it, and they might get 1 more cup out of it. You never know.
How long is UC Saros' deal?
Draisaitl is 3 more years to go. About that one there.
Yeah.
McKinnon, it was the one, the guest one. What's the worst you believe?
Oh,
The worst?
Yeah.
Eric Carlson only because of all his injuries. He's played like half the season, and he's like $11.5 million.
For another 10
I think
more
for
years.
me, I have to go with Kevin Hayes.
That's
No,
pretty
Kevin
bad,
Hayes
too.
is not nearly as
Yeah.
bad as Eric Carlson, though. That Carlson contract is like,
Carlson's
No, but you
it's
talk
an
about
anchor.
Carlson, but I'm going to add more players like Kevin Hayes.
Okay.
how long does he have left? He's at what, 5 or is he 7 million or 5 million?
Who?
Kevin Hayes is like 7.14.
Yeah, he's at 7.5. He still have 4 years to go, I believe.
Fletcher should not have a job. He really
4 years to
shouldn't.
go for him.
How does this guy have a job?
Rasmus Ristolainen is pretty bad too. 5.1
Ristolainen's
for like 5 years.
horrible.
5.1
I think
for like,
Vlasic is on about one also. They have a few there for sure.
They're a mess on D. If you could solve the D problem over there, and even what is Coach Her 8 something?
yeah, 8 million for like another 6 or 5 more years. I mean, he's a proven playoff performer, but he's getting a little bit old now.
Question for Steve G about the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah,
I mean, there's just so
I
many
always
unknowns.
wonder. I wonder how they make these odds at the end of the year like this. I mean, there's so much to happen over the summer that I don't know how they're placed second right now. I honestly don't.
It's weird just because the roster is very incomplete, and you're
Right.
they had a great season really in the end, like, and they lost to the team that went final, right? So
They did, but have they addressed the holes? Have they addressed
no,
what the issue
they have
has
massive
been?
holes going into the season. Who's the
Right.
goalie? Who's
Yeah.
number 2 defenseman? What are you
Missing a
going to
top
do
6
with? Sorry.
forward? Like how are they going to rely that much on Nicholas Robertson, and they're going to believe that Bunting is going to have that good of a season again?
I think he will. I think Bunting was when they signed first of all,
That
when
was a nice
Arizona let
pickup.
Bunting go, Pierre knows. I was like, these guys are nuts. This guy has he should have been in the NHL for a while. And if you look at him, all in the GTHL and junior, this guy was always a big scorer, and in the AHL, and he's got grit. I think that was a steal. That's like Anthony D'Angelo type steal. Uh-oh.
Sep here. We just prepare
He doesn't-
mentally
He
people
doesn't want
for
to
the
hear us
quiz.
anymore.
He prepare mentally for the quiz. We are going there about this one today. Last question of the night. Who is the captain for the Buffalo Sabres?
Tuck, Alex Tuck.
A proposal.
Tuck might be. I think they wait because I bet you in a few years you got Powers. You might have Power, or you might have Dahlin had 53 points this year.
Yeah, I would go with him.
The only reason I say Tuck is when they had like RJ retirement night, he was like the first one to bring RJ out to salute the crowd, and that kind of proved it for me.
Yeah.
Here we go. By the way, by the monkey, we are going to be ready because we're going to invite you one night with flying. Is it flying Flutie?
Yeah, flying Fluffy. Yep.
And then we try to bring at the same time 2 of them. We try to get Janoveski with him and also Stu Cowan. We're going to bring up a night of the Florida Panthers, guys. So be ready. We talk each other right now, so it'll be interesting to have. So during the summer, guys, we're going to bring some people. And I'm waiting for Michael to bring some guests, but look like right now he's too busy with his job right now.
No, Dennis would like to come on. I think he was like, why have I not been invited on? So Dennis is our DMN coach, and he's with Hockey Canada. So if you
That'd be
want,
great.
we'll just,
Yeah, that'd be
Dennis
good.
can come on.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Time for the quiz, everybody. Are you ready? The first of the night. First of the night. The first of the summer. We're going to keep a leaderboard now for the Power Play show during the summer. So stay. Then Mr. Buck Monkey, you stay with us for that quiz. You're going to be live. Both of 3 of you guys going to give an answer at the end of the show, at the end of the question, after 1 minute. First question tonight, I'm telling you now, it's a fun question. It's not easy, but at least it's not under. So you're going to enjoy it.
Over.
Here we go. NHL playoff 1995. I'm the only player in the final Stanley Cup with 2 goal-winning game. Who I am? Who am I? Stéphane Richer, Bill Guérin, Claude Lemieux, Neil Broden, or John McLean? I scored 2 goals and winning goal game. Who am I? Here we go.
Was 95 the Because 94 was the Rangers, 95 was New Jersey, right?
Devils, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which explains so many New Jersey guys.
Who they go against?
Dan Hashem said C.
New Jersey.
Yamo Verden said A. John Ditter said C. Steve G said C. Rangers won Yamo and 94. Blackhawks said C. Charlie Farrell said C. Butwick Kings 20 said B. Carlos Benavides, welcome back, said E. Real Deal Prim said B. Luke said C. Joe Lavaltrie said A. Andy Koivula said A. RG said B. Mark Rabinowitz, Mark is always with us, guys, always said C. Steve G, he said 94, 95, or 95, 96. It's 95, 96, I believe. But no, 94, 95, so it's 95. Alexandre said 8.
Rangers were 94, right?
Here we go.
Yeah,
and
I think it was.
You're the first one.
Yeah, I think it was New Jersey. So I'm going to go with D, Neil Broughton.
All right.
What?
It's either
Kelly
him or
said
Garrett.
C. Nicolas de Gouby said
We're
C.
all on New Jersey. I have bad news for you on that team. Every one of these players was on that team.
Yeah.
Michael de Villano.
That's the problem with this.
So we know the team.
I don't know. I
was
don't
Detroit,
like Claude
too.
Lemieux, so I'm going to say Stephen Richer, but it's probably Claude Lemieux.
All right. Back Monkey.
I went with Claude Lemieux.
I think it might be. Claude.
Claude Lemieux, you
There you
said?
go.
Yeah, Claude Lemieux.
Nicolas, son nom, c'est Bas de Monkey, chant for Back Monkey. So that's what it is about that. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh my God!
we start the show with an amazing, only one people said and two people said D, and the answer is D. Neil Broden is the one win that one there. Enough tap, Steve G take the lead 1-0 after one question. Don't forget, we have 5 questions on the night, and tonight it's all about the final Stanley Cup and it's from years.
Oh my God!
So that's what happening. Question number 2. And the playoff 2000 Stanley Cup, I have the most point as a defenseman. Who am I?
As a defenseman.
Scott Niedermayer, Brent Rafalski, Daryl Saylor, Sergei Zubov, Scott Steven. You can figure out it's New Jersey versus Dallas.
Yeah, New Jersey and
New
Dallas.
New Jersey won this one.
Yeah, the most points.
Most point
Defenseman.
and the Stanley Cup final. Only the Stanley Cup final.
Oh, just the last. Oh,
That makes.
All right. All right, let's go with that one over there. RC said D. C. Renaud said D. Welcome back, Renaud. Nicolas said B. We have Kelly. John Level 3 said C. Steve said E. John Didier said E. Luc Laforson said B. Ron Whitking said 20D. We have Dan Asham A. Carlos Benavides said B. Charlie Farrell said E. We have Kelly said E. Blackhawks fan 97B. Yamo Vatanen D. Luke D. Andy Koivula A. Atlanta Weather said C. Here we go. We go to start with Bout the Monkey.
Brian Rafalski, because why not?
Which one?
Rafalski, Brian Rafalski.
All right. Michael Divinano.
So this is just the final? Or
Yeah.
is it like the
Finals,
playoffs?
No,
Real
it's the
Deal
final.
Prims at C.
I mean, logically, you would think Zubov. But
Sometimes la logique is not always the right answer.
I don't know. Like, I don't remember these guys allowing the defenseman to do anything. I honestly don't know. Let's say Scott Stevens E.
Which one?
Scott Stevens,
Scott Steven E.
the greatest defenseman
And
ever
I'll tap.
of all days.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's Scott Stevens.
Do you? I don't think that was a good
Yeah.
choice.
No, I think it is.
God!
The answer is B. Brent Rafalski.
Hey, Fred the Monkey!
All right.
By the way,
Really?
Zubov has 0 point in Michael.
What
Zubov.
is
And we have now Nicolas, Luc Lafortune, Carlos Benavides, Blackhawks 97, and Park the Monkey are all at one with Steve G and NR Congratulations, all of you, all right now. Take the lead after 2 questions. Let's move on. Question number 3. And for the young guests, you gain because now we're going to get closer of your age. And the playoff 2006 Stanley Cup Final. Who had the most goals? Who am I? Ray Whitney, Eric Stahl, Alex Emsky, Fernando Pisani, Justin Williams. This final was between Edmonton and the Carolina Hurricane. You know who won? The Carolina Hurricane win in 6 games, if I can recall it. But I'm not sure. Here we go. RGA. Nicolas Ducobi said C. Renault said C. Round with King said E. Blackhawk said B. Andy Cuivula said E. Carlos said E. Yamo said E. Yamo 02 so far. John Dieter said B. Charlie Farrell said B. Nicolas said B. No, Nicolas said C. I'm sorry, Nicolas. Luc Lafortune said E.
Is this
Mark Robinowitz said E. And we have Steve G said C. Luc said E. Welcome back, Luc. Kelly said B. Nicolas, j'ai vu des connards hockey 30. Real Trail Brim 30 said E. Whitney for Whitney Houston, Joe Lavaltrie said. Here we go. We're going to start with Michael DeVillano.
You guys are gonna laugh, but I think it's Fernando Pisani.
All right. Michael said Pisani. In our tap.
Yeah, didn't he have like John Druce playoff?
Alexandre said E. Jose Duarte said
Maybe.
E.
Yeah, he did 1 year. I don't know if
He did.
that's the year.
Alexandre chant to A.
I think. Oh my gosh,
Dan said D.
I'm conflicted between Stahl and Williams. I'm gonna go with Stahl. Eric Stahl.
Eric Stahl for in our tap. Sometimes the logic does not work. Here we go. Buck Monkey.
There's
Kelly
my answer.
said B.
Is I thinking Hemsky or Williams? So I'm gonna go with Williams.
William for E. All right. On this one, guys, surprisingly,
Oh my God!
the winner of this question, guys, Pisani, number D, Michael DeVillano, and Dan Asham score. After 3 questions, guys, we have all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players with 1 good answer. And that's what we got. Nobody have 2 good answers so far after 3 questions. Let's move on. Question number 4. We're getting closer, guys.
How many goals did he have?
It's getting better. This one is a bit harder. And the playoff final Stanley Cup 2010. Which goalie had the best save percentage? Who am I? Corey Crawford, Brian Boucher, Andy Niemi, Michael Langton, and Ray Emery. And any of them have more at .900. So it's below. But which one is the best?
What? Really? That bad? So they're all below 900?
Who was?
Come on, that can't be right with Croc. Who won the cup
Say
in
that
10?
again.
Was that Chicago?
Who had the best save percentage?
That's
Save
wacky.
percentage.
No,
Not
Chicago,
goals
right?
against average save percentage. Was that the year that Antti Niemi made a huge run and won the cup?
That's one where like Crawford came near the end. Like he became the new star in net.
Really? Wasn't that when didn't Niemi have like he was the goalie and everyone still didn't believe it?
This was the Blackhawks Cup, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I always thought Crawford was the starter in the 3.
I think he was
cups.
I think he was the next.
Maybe to the second. Not sure.
Man, I can't remember. I think it might be Niemi.
Mr. Inotep. By the way, I follow all you answer, guys. I didn't mention I don't want to bother Inotep Michael, so I'm just be quiet. But I got all your good answer, everybody.
Oh, I'm gonna go D.
Michael Langton,
It's Philadelphia?
Bud Monkey.
Yeah.
Or is
I
it
go Brian
Carolina?
Boucher.
No,
I'm sorry?
it was with
Brian
Philadelphia.
Boucher?
Philadelphia.
Perrin Boucher for Bud Monkey and Michael De Villano
I'm going to go with Niemi.
with Niemi. Can we get someone get two good answer?
Oh my God!
We'll see. And the answer is Andy Niemi. Here we go. Michael De Villano, Blackhawks 97, and Nicolas de Goubi-Bono take the lead at 2. Randwick Kings and Andy Quivula and Yamo Vertanen score 1 goal on that one over there. And Real Del Prim got also that one over there. So congratulations, everybody. You get that one. Question number 5 for the game tonight.
Oh my God!
Here we go. Who can win 3 good answers? We'll see what's happening. We getting closer. And the final Stanley Cup 2015 Chicago Blackhawks win the series in 6 games. What is the most goal they did in 1 game? 2 goal, 3 goal, 4 goal, 5 goal, or 6 goal? What is the most goal they did only in 1 game and 6 game?
How the frig are you supposed to remember the score?
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck,
thanks.
everybody. Suckers.
Here we go. Joe Laventry said D. Jose said E. Renault said C. Luc E. C. C. D. E. For what? Steve G said A. And then we have Blackhawk said what? Blackhawk said what? What? And Carlos said C. Mark said E. Luke said E. Can it be A or M G? And E. D. E. You better get one right, Joe. He said. And we'll see happening about this one over there. Look like we're getting closer of the end of this game. We're going to start slowly with Bug the Monkey on that one, and then I will put more answer. I can get C. Real Deal said C. Thanks so much. Bug the Monkey, how many gold?
I'll go with 3. B.
B for Bug the Monkey. Here we go.
Seems so low.
Charge. Round King said we'll charge for A. All right, I got it for you, and I will go with in our top on that one.
So this is just for Chicago. Am I right? Am I reading
Yes.
this right?
Yes. What the biggest score goal they did on 1 game,
Oh, like
and they win a series in 6.
And 6. I'm gonna go with C. I think it was
C4.
4, yeah.
All right, and Michael De Villano, that's possible for the win.
so. They played who? Was that the year that
Tampa.
Tampa was in the final?
That's where like Tyler
Ooh,
Johnson led
sorry.
like the whole playoffs.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say 4. So whatever that is, C.
Oh my God!
And the winner of tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have 1, got 3 because the answer is 3 gold tonight. And the winner are Nicolas de Goubi, Blackhawks, Park Monkey, Michael De Villano, Andy Quivula, and Yamo Vertanen. All of you are 2 good answer and 5 question tonight. And 5 of the goal game they did, Chicago win 2-1, 2-1, 2-0. They win 3-2 and they lost
Yeah, they were
4-2.
scoring.
Unbelievable about this one over there. So that we tried to come back where we're supposed to be. I'm not to remember which one it was. Let's see right here.
Was that
And
that
here we go.
Crawford, right?
So
Yeah,
congratulations
yeah,
for the winner tonight. Some of you are 0-5, but we don't mention who you are. But great question. We're going to consider those kind of questions, guys, that way, and a little bit more the players and not to get over most of the time. I think that would be more fun about this one over there. And we're going to conclude the show tonight. Pug Monkey, was great to see you. We would love to have you again at some point. If you want to join us, let us know. Text me on my Twitter account. That'd be great. We want to thank you. I think we would be good to have you sometime when you're free. Honestly, we invite everybody to subscribe to his new channel. It's called Park Monkey. So we wish you the best, and anything we can help in you, please don't hesitate. That'd be awesome. So thanks again to join us tonight. Michael Diviner, was great to see you tonight. We appreciate it. Any words you want to mention, Michael, before you go?
Jan Misak got the game-winning goal tonight, guys. So you got another Montreal.
All right.
And what about Mr. Inotep?
Oh, just looking forward to the draft coming up very soon. And,
We're going to talk about that during the week. So we're going to be back during every night this week from 9 o'clock p.m. to 12. We're going to change it Insider, and Mr. Andrew Lapin will be back with us every time like that tomorrow night. So I can't wait to see him for sure. We thanks everybody in the chat. Don't forget before you leave the building to click on the likes. That'd be awesome. That'd be great. And we thanks each one of you about this one. And finally, before we leave, we want to remind everybody, of course, we have to finish this way. You are awesome. You are amazing. Everything like that. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. And we cannot live without hers, honestly. But before we leave, we want to remind everybody, of course, be well, be healthy, find a way not only dominate your day, find a way to dominate one mystery now.
Year 2022.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for everything. I can't wait to see you next time. Remember, we love you, friends. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thanks, guys.
And take a step out into the unknown. Oh, oh, oh.
It's Apple Moon. Thank you, Andy. Real Del Prim. Joe Level 3. Nicolas. Congratulations. Luc. Kelly. Black Ops. Congratulations. Steve G. Carlos Benavides. Ronwood King. Dan Asham. Yamo. Real Del Prim. Andy.
Of that reality, don't want another surprise.
Good night, Carlos.
I'd rather want you
Yes,
to
I agree with you.
let me be.
Anytime, but you just let me know. We're good to keep you with us.
What do I know?
Anything we can help you to helping, let us know.
What's going on now? Is this another breakdown?
Angers Calabro! You're welcome, Real. Thank you, RJ. Jose Dialde. All the moderators tonight. Danny T. Adam Berger. Thank you so much for your help tonight. Luc Laperson. Thank you so much, buddy. You did it, Black Ops.
Come on, get a grip now of all the ways we parted. You showed in your own way we would stand and we would fall united. Come on, get a grip now. Just finish what you started.
Yes, Real.
Don't like the feeling that I've been fooled, deceived, and so misguided.